Hey, we made this.
So I ordered a burger from my favourite takeaway, the Groves, which Wilson's very familiar with.
Yeah.
My go-to is a double mushroom burger.
It is.
With cheese and burger sauce. So I made all of those requests, and salad. I like salad on it for texture.
Yeah.
And I made all those requests. Chip spice on the chips, perfect. They always nail it. It's delivered to me. I think great, lovely, smashing. Everything's in line. Have a few chips. We're happy. Bit into my burger, and instead of putting burger sauce on, they put barbecue sauce on it. At first, I was repulsed, but in my repulsion, I thought I can't let this go to waste because I've got no other food options, and B, I'm starving. So I ate it, and as I went along, I did mellow slightly on it. I would never choose to have it again, but I now know that if my back's to the wall, I can eat it.
There's no stopping what can't be stopped. No killing what can't be killed.
Something out there waiting for us.
Wanna give up the crack to the black, but you'll call it ratio if we go and break the hoe, but eat 'em up, yum, and you're floored. Motherfuck Billboard and the editor. I am the predator.
But I'll be back.
They indicated that when trapped, the creature activated a self-destruct device that destroyed enough rainforest to cover 300 city blocks.
Hello and welcome back to the CineMortuary podcast, the fortnightly digest of sequels, prequels, remakes of a horror film variety.
Gotcha. Yeah. You did that kind of like you were doing a French speaking test. And I was your teacher egging you on, like,
exactly.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
yes.
That's the best one I've ever done.
It's pretty good at smooth.
Yeah, it's a low bar, isn't it? It's a low bar, you know. But here we are. It's now episode 64, and I have just about done an intro without completely fucking it.
I thought that was really good.
Thank you.
Well done, you.
Thank you, guys.
Obviously, you had your team in the wings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought I'd keep it sequel. Oh no, you see, I've done it now, haven't I?
Botched it.
I thought I'd keep it simple and not go into these squeakquels and prequels and sequels and blah blah blah. Too many quills is what I trip over.
Yeah.
Kept it simple. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm in the chair this week anyway.
Yes, you are.
The armitage shanks. Mm-hmm. It's my time to shine.
Time to shine that shanks up real nice.
It is. It's bleached. It's preened. I've squirted a little bit of lavender air freshener and we're fucking good to go.
Talking about toilet or anus?
You're at it.
Bit Danish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's Dave Appreciation Week on the CineMortuary podcast.
Speaking of it,
yeah. Speaking of licking arseholes, we love Dave, don't we, Wilson? Yeah. I love Dave. Wilson's indifference here, but secretly does love you.
Indifference is fine from Wilson.
Yeah.
That's how I show affection.
I'll never be a Tuesday morning caramel in his eyes, so...
No, which you can't have anymore.
No.
Flashbacks.
I just have PTSD now.
Oh, no, he's having an absolute
Tuesday morning Carol. How I miss V.
Yeah. Oh, man, don't.
What was it? Wordsworth once said, shall I compare V to a Tuesday morning?
Oh, God. Yeah. Good times, but times gone by nonetheless. So, yeah, it's Dave Appreciation Week, because as of recording, it's just after Dave's birthday.
It is, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even though it's like April now in the timeline.
Yeah, but, you know, it's...
So if you're going to get him a birthday present, way too late. Sorry, Dave, I didn't get you a birthday present.
So I'll take one in April.
Okay.
Okay, fuck off.
There's some WrestleMania spoilers then, you dick. Yeah, so my pick this week is a little present to you, Dave, because you've had a hard time with some of our picks, you know, recently. Chris?
He gave us a video game.
Yes,
Sorry, two blokes in their early 30s that can't play a video game. I said that to a room full of people earlier, and they were just like, what the fuck? This is a room full of blokes in their
30s. We've got lives. I mean, what do them blokes in the 30s
You're not
do?
working at the minute.
Well, no, I'm not. No, probably the way it's fucking going, I still won't do it. This episode goes out.
What'd you pick?
Predator 2.
Ah. So... Yeah, cool. Thank you for doing that.
That's all right. Sequel in the big city.
Sequel in the big city.
Jungle swapped for concrete jungle.
Tick.
Jungle to Jungle.
Yeah.
Starring Tim Allen.
And it also features a scene transition with a subway train.
Yes, it
Yes, it
does.
is.
So I don't care what this movie is. You've ticked 3 of my boxes.
Yes.
We're good to go.
10 popcorns.
10 popcorns. It ain't Babe Pig in a Big City, but
No.
or Short Circuit 2.
Until we can find a horror angle, unfortunately, we'll never hit the perfect 10-10, will we?
Babe
No.
2 was pretty horrible, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, sequel in the big city. This film is brought to us by the director of the master fucking piece that is the 1998 Lost in Space.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it is him.
Oh, it's
okay.
I thought it was the Friday the 13th guy as well. Sorry, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Correct, he also did Nightmare on Elm Street 5. Mm-hmm. Those are his two, other than this film, his two big hitters.
No, I have to say, like, the guy's background is in storyboarding and art direction.
Yep.
And all 3 of those films certainly do look interesting.
Yes, interesting.
And do have some wonderful, iconic moments.
Yeah.
Like, say what you want about Lost in Space, Dr. Smith and that giant robot are just iconic images.
Yeah.
And Dr. Smith gave me fucking nightmares. And this has some beautiful looking stuff in it.
Yeah. And it's and both fun films.
Yeah.
I'm going to park Nightmare on Elm Street 5 up because that is shasha. But never mind, you can't win them all.
No, you can't. But you can have these 2, Lost in Space and this, and
Yeah,
all day
exactly.
long.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, general notes on Predator 2, Dave. You're an aficionado of this film. It's one of your sort of faves.
It's one of my favourites. It's in my top 10,
Yeah, top 10 sequels or top 10 all time?
possibly all time.
Holy shit!
Ooh.
I've got the cover art for this episode to share with you now, Wilson. By the way,
Okay.
I already owned this, but the Japanese release is just so incredibly bad. Like pixelation, placement, cutting characters out, and Gary Busey in the bottom left doing this. Feast your eyes on this motherfucker.
Oh, jeez.
yes.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
How fucking awful
We need to get a
is that?
scan of that.
Yeah, but I say you scan that in.
Oh,
That's
it's on
got to be
Google
good
Images, don't you worry. That's
Because we can get the CineMortuary down the side there in the silver bit where the silver and black
Can.
is.
Holy shit, that is incredible.
awful, isn't it? I had to get it.
Yeah.
That is one of the most vile things. That's like what your face looks like whenever you see a subway transition, though, to be fair.
Oh, it is, yeah. Or a yellow cab transition. Oh,
Yeah. Or some limb-shedding madness.
absolutely. Or a beheaded Jamaican drug lord.
Indeed, doodly. So what is it about this film that resonated with you to the point where you are putting it in such a lofty perch?
I like my iconically 90s films. Mm-hmm. So I like them shot on film stock because it has a certain look to it, and I like late film compositing, and I like early digital compositing.
Right.
Like it just butters my quass on, even when it's on Blu-ray sort of thing. Like all the matte backgrounds and shit, like miniatures, like in The Crow.
Yep.
Love how that stuff looks. 90s films still have fucking weather effects in. When was the last time you went to a cinema and it rained in a fucking movie?
Yeah, true. Actually rained instead of some CGI nonsense. Yeah, you're right, though.
But like having, I don't know what it is. There's just something about 90s films. It's the soundtracks they have to them.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree with you on that one. To be fair, I have been meaning to go on a massive 90s nostalgia kick with films. There's just something about it. There's no... Because obviously a few years ago we had that old bloody 80s pastiche bollocks.
Yeah.
It's coming now. For surviving that, our reward will come.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's that real distinct look apart from like just these sort of little things that make a 90s film 90s.
There's a distinctful look, and it is the sheer weight of a summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
You could feel it in the air, sort of thing. If you were into movies as a kid in the 90s, it would be all over billboards and shit.
Yeah.
BBC would do like special featurettes and stuff.
Yeah.
The hype train for like Jurassic Park I have never seen anything like that. Do you
This
know
was
what I mean?
when the blockbuster became the blockbuster.
Yeah.
It wasn't just
there was
like
a lot of them.
Yeah, it wasn't just like mass appeal. It was just like this was a really fucking big deal. Tie-ins up the wazoo.
Absolutely. There's stuff like this, stuff like U.S. Marshals, Demolition Man, Independence Day.
Yep.
They've all got a distinct look about them.
Yeah.
And the thing I like most about 90s films is it feels like the come down from the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s, everything's pretty mint, everything's pretty sick, everyone's quite snappy and witty. In the 90s, you know, heroin's big in the 90s over cocaine.
Yep.
I love my measurable films.
Maybe this is a good point for us then, as we go on in the podcast, maybe we should revisit a 90s discussion around films from that era that we cover. And this is probably quite a good starting point for this, because it is 1990, the very beginning of the decade. This is, I guess, one of the films that kind of helps establish that transition from 80s culture into what 90s culture would become cinematically.
There's 1990 feels like the big turning point. Obviously, it's the start of the new decade sort of thing.
Yeah.
But you think of all the iconic films around the time, they are so drastically different from the 80s.
Yeah.
So, that's mainly why I like it. And I also grew up in the 90s.
Yes.
So, it fits everything I want.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sweet.
Yep.
Well, we'll take a dive in then, shall
10-10, absolutely.
Right. So, we open on a riot. Very strong RoboCop vibe
Yes.
here about this whole set. I think it's the newsreel footage and the way that's presented, and that twat who keeps going around basically wanking over murder.
Tony Pope is his name, I think.
Right? Yeah.
That's the one. Yep.
Yeah, and the score as well is very RoboCop-esque. So we quickly establish a city under siege.
Yeah. So this is LA in 1997.
The future.
7 years.
1997.
Yeah, so it's establishes that we're some way down the line from the events of the first film, geographically, which is good. Nice bit of separation there. And we establish that, there is a city with some deep sort of implied drug-related problems.
Yes.
And there's only a thin blue line of police officers that have the ability to deal with it day to day. And that's kind of the good thing about this film is that it doesn't overlook the psychology of things. So later on, it's really hammered home this point when Bill Paxton comes into the fold that, you know, this is fucking like serious business, this division of the police that they're in. You know, it's likely it may end not well for everybody.
He does get told at one point, you're in this shit now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Welcome to hell. And we're it's pretty snappily introducing things.
It starts off with that wonderful sort of helicopter shot through a jungle, and then quickly opens to the wide of the city sort of thing.
Yeah,
and then you go straight into Predator vision, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
With the swishes and the swipes, and you think, that's so fucking cool.
Yeah,
and then he focuses in on this basically downtown shootout between the police and the Cubans. You can refer to everyone by race in this, it's fine.
Yeah, it's 1990, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's a lot of racial tension throughout this whole film, it has to be said.
Yeah.
And this Cuban Latin gang are just all made up of Hollywood's finest 90s stuntmen. Again, this is why this film ticks my box.
Yeah.
All these guys died in Last Action Hero 2 years later as well.
Yeah. And in Die Hard, a lot of them. But yeah, it's basically two policeman officers are wounded, and they're caught in sort of no man's land between the police shooting at the drug dealers and the drug dealers firing back, and there's only one member of the team fucking renegade enough to dive into this, Wilson, isn't there?
Yep. Here comes Danny Glover.
Yeah. He's fucking retiring next month and he's too old for this shit.
Yeah, damn right. I don't know, this whole genre of cop sort of films, I feel like it's the 80s/90s version of the Western now. In fact, they've sort of died out quite a bit, and I do sort of miss them a bit.
Yeah.
because instantly is in there like, oh, fucking all that lot, and just basically 1 versus 50, and he just fucking kicks all their asses right there.
Who thinks going to win? It's a really annoyed Danny Glover with sweat patches and some wool pants on in this heat.
And it's a film, you could never make this film now. You can never even attempt to make this film now. There's too many sort of issues around race.
Yeah.
It just couldn't happen.
No. But also, there's far too many wides for a studio to approve this kind of budget.
Yeah.
There's real people running around. It's, oh, goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels real.
Yes.
So, yeah, the Predator's admiring DG's work as he piles through with his, puts a little plan together, puts some flak jackets along the side of his car so that he's kind of covered as he drives through.
Yeah, breaks the fucking door off it.
Breaks the fucking door off it in one swift manoeuvre. And, he does a good old bit of tagging out of quite a few baddies here.
Yeah. John Wayne's it to the front line.
Yeah. Exactly. No wasted motion here.
Nope.
No, not at all.
Kind of sets up everything that you need to know for the rest of the film.
Pretty much, yeah. He's a fucking maniac.
He's a maniac, but he's also a very good killer and hunter of baddies.
But also a good man.
Yes, but a good man. But the Predator has now already marked him as his hunt of choice. He sees him as big game because of his actions here. So it sets up everything for the rest of the film there.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
The Cubans retreat into the building.
Yes.
And they do a lot of coke.
Yeah, I just love this bit. Just this massive power coke, and just like
sticks his head in it.
just like nuzzles it like.
Yeah. Big
fucking vein on his head. Scorpio, it's ready. He says something in Cuban, and then the Predator comes through the roof and fucks them all up.
Yep,
absolutely fucking peppers him is what he does. So he mostly off camera. Not too gratuitous, important to note, with a lot of the gore in this. I would say less gratuitous than the first one, perhaps, in many ways.
It's important to note in this film, which the latest film does not do, doesn't even attempt it, is you never get a clear shot of the Predator until your third act. In the warehouse. Like, even when he's having the fight with King Willie, you only ever see him in reflection. So it almost assumes that you haven't seen the first one. And you haven't got that big reveal, which only came right at the end.
Yeah.
Whereas in The Predator, which came out
2 years ago, is it?
18 months ago, I want to say. I don't like to feel that old. Within the first 20 seconds, something explodes, and then you're on the bridge of a Predator ship, and he's just pushing buttons like that, and you can literally see it's a Predator.
I've not seen it.
It
sounds painful.
First half's all right.
Is it?
It's okay. Yeah, Shane Black should feel bad for himself, though. I'm sure it wasn't all his choice, but
it's second half.
Second half introduces a cute handicapped dog, a predator dog. So it's an alien dog that is cute and is there for comic relief. I don't think you should go near that.
Predator. After my Riddick experience.
Exactly. No.
Predator dog.
Predator.
Predator.
Dogger to no.
Dogger.
Yeah.
Dog. It just doesn't work, does it?
Yeah.
Dogger versus alien.
Yeah.
Sick.
After the off-camera shanking, Danny Glover and his team of angry cops who've just been shot at for about 3 hours go in. The last baddie escapes to the roof, and Danny Glover goes after him. And it's a pretty impressive kill this as well, where basically he goes to Danny Glover is stood with his gun out, the guy's on the ledge, and the Predator stood above him on sort of like the next level of the roof, like directly above him. So the baddie goes to bring his gun up to shoot the Predator, and obviously DG thinks he's going to shoot him, and he tags him off the roof. Straight through a trestle table, which doesn't break at the bottom.
I am a table. So they're all dead. And then the next bit, we get my favourite bit of all these cop films.
What, is this the bit where he sees the Predator?
Oh no, I was going to go straight to the cops yelling at each other bit.
All right, no.
Oh, is this where Agent Johnson from Die Hard's there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to cover the bit where he sees the Predator, thinks he's hallucinating.
Yes.
Because he's got a fear of heights as well.
Okay.
Yeah, which is important later on.
So I completely forgot whether or not the humans can actually see Predator, or whether or not it's just
they can see,
It's like a light refraction, isn't it?
Right, yeah. I wasn't sure if we could, as the audience, see the ridges of a Predator. It's just so we know where it is, but the characters don't. So he does actually see it, doesn't he? Yes. Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah. Do carry on about your shouting, Wilson.
There's a lot of shouting.
Lots
of cock waving going on.
Yeah, lots of I'm the boss, no, I'm the boss.
Yeah. Slap it on the table.
Fucking hell, Wilson, that table's not that well reinforced.
Just fucking taped it together after the last session, Wilson.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, Schlong Kong.
Lots of dick measuring. And then we was back off to the police station, I think. Or do we meet Bill Paxton while they're still outside arguing, or do we meet him back at the station?
He's back at the station when they're outside the office arguing.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
So Bill Paxton's here to complete the holy trinity of being killed by the alien, the Predator, and the Terminator.
What an achievement.
Yeah. Respect.
I think Lance Henriksen needs to get his shit in gear to match that. He's got 2 so far.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. No, he's got all 3 as well.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a second Grand Slam holder.
Yeah. It's Terminator 1, Aliens, and Alien vs. Predator.
Does he get killed by Predator on an alien?
I think it's a Predator. Oh. Yes, because he tries to set it on fire with a deodorant can and a lighter.
After it
lets him go.
So yeah, two top grafters of these franchises there. I fucking love Bill Paxton.
Oh yeah.
He's one of my absolute favourites, and he has been since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because he features in 2 of my favourite 90s films. Those been Apollo 13 and Twister.
Yeah.
Both of which I will defend till the day I fucking go in the ground.
They're both great, mate.
I really like them, yeah.
I don't own Twister anymore, apart from the LaserDisc you got.
I was going to say that counts as you owning it.
But I don't own a player, so I can't actually watch it at home.
Yeah, but you do own it.
You do.
Yeah.
I can pay you a copy if you want one.
No, I will pay full price for Twister, because it deserves it.
It's going to CEX and demand the retail price on it.
I keep going into the 50p section thinking one day Twister's going to be in the 50p section.
One day.
One majestic day. That day has not arrived yet. Anyway.
So meanwhile in RoboCop...
Yes.
The police station, absolutely packed. Mm-hmm. Everyone's struggling to, firing everyone that's done a wrong thing. And then Danny Glover's walking through, and there's more cock waving with Peter Keyes, and I think this is Bill Paxton, as you say.
Yep.
And King Willie's Voodoo Gang.
Well, he gets put in his place, though, doesn't he, in that scene by the female member of the team who gets him some kind of arm lock. Bill Paxton as well.
I just like to point out I do not have a Voodoo Gang. That is a different Willie.
Yeah. Well, the voodoo starts with a vigorous rummage, doesn't it? That's interrupted.
Yes.
I remember the first time I watched this.
You take this one, Dave, because
I watched it with me mum. And she's just on the sofa behind me, I can't remember what she was doing. She was not really paying much attention. And I'm sat there, fucking 12 years old, holy shit, those are some fucking tits. And my mum just behind me says, looks like she's having a good time. Think she's by herself? So there is, this is a fucking rummage.
Yeah.
Man's got no foreskin left after this. Where he's the Cuban gang leader, I believe he is. In his thoroughly Blade Runner-esque distasteful apartment with all kinds of tiki shit everywhere.
Vile shit.
Fucking awful, isn't it? I would live there, though.
He's got loads of shit incense in that flat, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what can only be described as a Disney cartoon rendition of what Jamaicans might look like if you were scared of them.
Yes.
Burst through the door. Complete with the Rasta colour hats and shit, and AK-47s and gold bling bling and gold teeth.
Now, I think these guys were the inspiration from the Jamaican gang from Bad Boys 2.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So, I feel like they're the natural evolution of these guys.
Yes.
That scene where Will Smith just shoots the fuck out of them all, and then Martin Lawrence shoots one guy accidentally in the head, and Will Smith digs him out for shooting one guy.
Damn! Teresa!
Let's interview this guy. Oh, no, wait. His brains is under the end table. They're a different podcast.
Yes, mate. Yeah, and the Jamaicans do turn up, and they fucking go to town, really.
Yes.
She spends the rest of the sequence just crying with a bedsheet wrapped around her.
Yep.
Matey Boy's upside down. There are a few unfortunate wides with full-on dick with the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Can see everything.
Yep.
Yep.
I watched this on my shithouse £2 DVD.
Could you still see Bennis?
I could see a little bit of Bennis.
Yeah,
yes.
a little bit of wagger.
I feel like that sausage party really kicked into high gear with the Blu-ray, I would have thought.
Yes. Also seen Robert Patrick's knob, thanks to Terminator 2 Blu-ray.
Right.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and...
Is this going to be a recurring side segment? Knobs that Dave's seen on film.
Last one, seriously. Terminator 1, the Netflix version. Just, goodness me. When he's walking down the street towards Bill Paxton and crew.
Oh, yeah.
That thing is just...
Fucking waving around.
Slap.
It's hilarious. You can't take the film serious no more.
That's it. Ruined it for all of us.
Dicks.
So yeah, the voodoo ceremony is interrupted by the Pred.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Who
he runs interference.
He
is a good run-in.
Real hot tag this from the Predator. He basically this is a real Billy Gunn 1998 kind of situation where he just cleans house, doesn't he?
Yeah. So no reaction, but that's because no one's there at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would say he did get a reaction when New Age Outlaws were over.
No, okay, fair enough.
Not in his solo work, obviously.
No.
That wouldn't be as silly as to suggest that.
Yeah. Who would have thought a guy called Mr. Ass couldn't get over?
Yeah, funny that.
Yeah.
Funny that.
Props for that gig in AEW with the transsexual wrestler, though. And he's getting into that ass. I thought, that's quite forward-thinking for a man with so many steroids in his body. That's quite a nice little forward-thinking spot, that. Anyway, back to the film. The Predator picks up his first soundbite, which is, I tell you what I believe, shit happens.
Yep.
Which he will then play ad nauseum later on in the film.
Indeed. Yeah. It's something quite creepy about those little voice recordings that he takes.
Especially when he says, want some candy.
Yeah, that was weird later on. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And is it Dickhead Paxton who's first on the scene? Yeah, does he arrive just ahead of the rest of them?
Yes, I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's basically trying desperately to impress Big DG, isn't he? He wants to be the big swinging dick.
And a lady.
Yes.
Maria Gonzalez. I think she's in Total Recall as well.
Yes, she is. Yeah. So yeah, and the feds swoop in as well, don't they? They sort of like the rival cops from earlier, who are kind of like trying to cover everything up and kind of shoo them away.
It's all very weird for like men in suits, and it's all a bit secretive, and you just know there's some underhanded shit going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And, Danny Boy spots something up in the rafters before they get taken off the scene. Maybe you'll come back for that later.
Yeah, exactly. They sort of sneak in anyway, don't they, and have a peruse and see that. And this is fucking Butcher's back alley, isn't it? When you see this is the dictionary definition of Butcher's back alley.
Yeah.
There is literally hanging meat here, which we will see more of later.
Yes.
But, yeah.
And I'm right in thinking that the woman who was in that rummage, 10 out of 10 by the way,
Yes.
she's spared, isn't she?
She's perfectly fine.
She's
and
spared,
nice Maria Mexican lady tries to take her off and look after her, sort of thing.
If I remember later on, because I read on IMDb, apparently there's a massive plot hole in the film later on,
right.
But she is the proof that there isn't. So hopefully I remember later on, and I don't just leave this one hanging.
Well, it is also discussed in dialogue later as to why that happens and why she was kept alive.
Right,
Okay.
Anyway, I guess
what's the plot hole?
So, on IMDb, they whinge that they never explain why they spare the female cop later on.
Because she's pregnant.
No, but I think this is going to spoil a bunch of the film. So, in the subway bit, and it seems to go gun ho because it's killing just everyone.
Yeah,
but it establishes early on in that scene that everyone on that subway has a gun.
Yeah, it doesn't kill unarmed people.
It doesn't kill unarmed people.
Yeah.
Which
That's the reason.
Which
I think.
Do they actually say that in the film?
Yeah, there's a line of dialogue somewhere along the line.
Well, you missed a line, IMDb, you shits.
Yeah. That's definitely...
Yeah. It's established in the first one as well.
Yeah, I think I've got a note on that. So
Yeah.
I think I wrote that down. So when we get there, I'll tell you where it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck them up.
So the knobhead feds, led by Gary... This is where we first meet Gary Busey as well, isn't it? Towards the end of this sequence with his weird fucking face.
All teeth and head.
Yeah. And they get kicked out by Busey and his fucking team of knobheads.
All right.
He reminds me of, on Robot Wars, that one called Nemesis. You know, the one for fur?
Yeah,
on the teeth of the massive eyes.
Just big googly eyes.
Yeah.
Frightening motherfucker.
You put a little bit of fire on it and it explodes that way. Yeah, that's him. Anyway, moving on.
And... Yeah, so I didn't grab this guy's name. I don't know if you did. The member of the team that goes back for the little bit of Predator weaponry that they saw.
Danny. Yeah.
Danny Boy, yeah, that's it. He goes back
Because there's the claw bit.
Yeah, for the claw.
Climbing up them pillars in Cuban heels, he was going to fall anyway, so the Predator did him a favour.
Yeah, exactly.
Saved a bit of time, really.
And the Predator does a bit of playback here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then he gets the off-screen tag, and we get that nice shot of his necklace drop into the floor. Is it necklace?
Yes, it is, yes.
Drop into the floor with a little bit of the blood, which that necklace makes a cheeky reappearance later on.
Yeah.
So the next bit...
Yeah, so
I was waiting for you to take it.
No, so, okay, I've got it. So there's more cock waving between Danny Glover and Keys because now Danny Glover's out for blood. You know, his colleague's been killed. You know, he wants answers. He wants vengeance. So he goes straight to him.
Yeah,
you know, like don't fuck with me, basically.
I fucking love Danny Glover's physicality in this film. Is fucking nuts. He's just got big motherfuckers, pencil walls. He's just punching shit.
Yeah.
He just looks like a man that could eat a car.
Yeah.
He genuinely... Yeah, there is no characterization going on for him.
No.
You just get everything straight up, and he manages to maintain... Like, there's so much fucking cocaine in this film.
Yeah.
It's just insane.
And the next bit is one of my little favourite bits of the film, which is I fucking love these reports from this dickhead reporter, and he's like... Scumbags, drug dealing scumbags, 6, 1 good cop. It's just like fucking creases me to pieces every time one comes on. Just a nice little bit of comic relief. What do you reckon to this device, Dave? Because this is quite a big departure from the first film in a lot of ways. This kind of like because you've literally gone from the jungle where they've got is fucking sticks and the guns that they've got with them to this kind of like. Overly technologicalized world and everything's been covered in minutia.
Another thing that I really fucking like about 90s movies is just the abundance of tech, novelty tech, and when they can manage it, novelty tech-based kills.
Yeah.
Like the microwave killing Gremlins 2 is everything I love about 90s movies.
Yeah.
Because it's a big tech boom age. It's the biggest we've ever had sort of thing.
Yeah.
The amount of made-up science on display in this kind of thing as well is great. Yeah. And I just love... Yeah, the media satire that seeps in doesn't need to be particularly good or intelligent. It just needs to be there and quite cutting. I think that's all it needs to do. Yeah. So, yeah, I love it. It's definitely Verhoeven territory.
Yeah, it is. It really feels
absolutely.
like it. Yeah.
But, like...
I think a lot of this film lends itself more to RoboCop than the original Predator.
Yeah.
And is this like 3 years after RoboCop? Something like that?
No, this is... it is 3 years, yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah. And I think RoboCop 2 is about the same time as this.
Yeah, it's either just after or around... I think it might be 91.
I think it's just after.
Yeah.
But it's very close to.
Yeah.
It
very
is.
close to. So
we get Bill Paxton, or Joey Lambert, as his name is... he's been using sensors to keep track of Keys.
Yes.
And they've lost him in the slaughterhouse. And this is a recurring thing. You know, and then they go to a lab for the forensics on Danny, I believe, where apparently he's being boned by like a fish.
Yes.
And the claw thing... it's made of an element that's not on the periodic table.
That's what I'm talking about with this bullshit science, making shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
She just put it in a glass thing and it span around a bit and then she found something out. But it's the futuristic time of 1997, so I'll let her off.
Yeah,
It's true, yeah.
And so at this point, the team swear revenge, basically.
Do a lot of swearing.
A lot of swearing of revenge. And so Danny Glover and Bill Paxton are departing the train, the station after having this discussion in the morgue, I think.
Yep.
And then the Jamaicans tip up.
You want some ganja, man?
In a really quite smoky car.
Kermit the Frog to poke his head out. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, exactly. And basically they want to take him to their leader, essentially, to make a little bit of an alien science fiction reference about it all.
Yes. And Danny Glover gets in the car, which is coloured like a zebra for some reason, and leaves Bill Paxton behind. And it's off to...
Trying to write the registration plate.
Yeah.
Gives up and throws a golf ball at it, all right?
YB4... Oh, fuck, he's gone.
Yeah.
Twat! And so they go down an alleyway where he meets King Willie.
Tell me why, Babylon.
This is
the police.
This is slightly overacted.
It's fucking great.
It is great, but it is slightly overacted, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's going full on like panto villain. This guy.
I knew Dave would love this bit. Don't know why.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's so good. I can quote this entire scene.
Do you want to run us through it then, Dave?
I'm not going to quote it, but I can run you through it.
Go on, run us through it.
So basically, Danny Glover would like some information about the guy that's doing all the killing Zion.
Yes.
And King Willie gives him basically potentially the truth, which is what's killing your people and minds from the spirit world sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he can kind of sense it when it's near sort of thing. He doesn't know what it is.
Yeah.
But he thinks it might be a demon.
Right.
Gives him virtually nothing to go on. Pretty much. And basically says, yeah, it's coming for you. Watch yourself sort of thing. And as Danny Glover leaves, Predator accidentally knocks something off the roof. Whoops. Shit, never mind. I'll go for it anyway. Drops down into the alleyway, and then it's established in the first one, but you get it here again, that water makes the cloak malfunction.
Yeah.
King Willie's got a fucking samurai sword.
That shot of him walking through the water, though, sorry not to cut you off, is fucking gorgeous.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about with the analog film and analog compositing.
Yeah.
This is about a year before digital came in.
Yeah. It's very Terminator as well, because of the way the lightning's crackling off his armour.
But it looks beautiful.
It does, yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, do continue.
And they still tease the reveal. You don't see him just in the reflection.
Yeah.
And you get this awesome fucking scream from King Willie.
Yeah.
And then you just see him screaming, you think, oh, they're going to have this rumble. No, it's his screaming head being carried away.
Yes. Yeah, just like his pans back. Beautifully done.
Hold me.
He's been decaffeinated.
He has
been, yeah. And then Predator takes his skull away as a trophy and puts it through one of those Borlo Shino sort of things.
Yeah, gives it a little polish.
Which is really good. And then the gang next day sort of make the connection again to Keys. Again, we've been following him. It's that bloody slaughterhouse again. There must be something going on in there.
Yeah, Mojo.
Then we go to a graveyard.
Yes, this is really nicely shot, the cemetery stuff. I like a cemetery scene.
Yes, yeah, I do as well.
It's a little change of pace. Gives a nice little bit of humanisation to Danny Glover's character. It's an interesting little
It
scene.
feels genuinely tender as well.
Yeah.
It's quite a nice little piece.
Because he's there at Danny's grave and he, I think, lays his necklace somewhere, doesn't he?
No, the Predator tip. Yeah, he puts a badge on it and then the Predator tips up.
Yeah.
And he hangs the necklace from a tree because the Predator took the necklace
earlier.
And Danny Glover freaks out.
Sure.
And there's another bit regarding that plot hole, which is where the Predator clocks a kid with a toy gun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he scans it and sees it's not real, and then the kid offers it candy sort of thing.
Yeah.
Another soundbite for the collection. Pocket that.
Yeah.
They're really fucking creepy one for the collection.
I really like that scene. Again, it reminded me of that scene from Frankenstein.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very much like you think, is it actually going to go from...
Yeah,
but you know.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He's a good boy.
Yes. He should have been packing, though, you know. You never know who's out there.
It's true.
Everyone and their mums is packing around here. And the next thing that happens, I think we should maybe throw back over to Dave on this because it's really is his specialism we're getting into now. Because I think is there a ride on the subway next, which goes a bit wrong?
I believe there is.
Hold me.
Shit.
It's all yours, Dave. Fire away.
Yeah. Awesome little ride on the subway with Bill Paxton just basically mouthing off and doing one-liners on everyone. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Sees himself on the TV beating up the dickhead news reporter dude. Hey, look, there's me on TV. I look great. No autographs, no pictures.
Yeah.
There's also, in a separate car, a mugging going on.
Yeah.
With, if, a child were to draw a punk rocker, that's what these guys would be.
Yeah.
It's basically Bill Paxton's character from The Terminator, who's in that other carriage.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think one of these guys might actually be the punk from Star Trek V
Right.
that gets nerve pinched by Mr. Spock. Like, it's that caricature. But they're threatening some businessman, asking him for some money. And he says, yeah, I'll get you some money out, no problem. And he's got a pea shooter in there. Then everyone's got guns. And then the camera fucking turns around and, like, everyone on the train has got fucking Uzis and shit.
Yeah.
And then Bill Paxton and Maria Gonzalez enter the other side of the train, trying to defuse the situation with more guns. And then your boy tips up.
Doesn't he? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is nicely shot because you don't really see any of it because all the lights are flickering on and off on the
Still
in the carriage.
hiding him.
Still hiding him, yeah.
It's like when you used to go to the school disco and we had strobe lights there. And you spent a lot of time just waving your hands in front of the lights. Just to sort of like, how does this work? What's going on?
It's brilliantly shot, all of this.
Yeah.
And the only
Really
time you see
brilliant
stuff is through the Predator vision.
Yes, that's what I really liked about the scene. So every human was at a disadvantage, but Predator, it didn't affect him whatsoever.
Yeah, Predator, mate.
Very nicely done. And this is a bit where Paxton gets tagged out.
Yep.
Which, because this is the first time I've ever actually seen this. Mm-hmm. So knowing what I know now, he probably got tagged out at the right time, but I was not ready for him to be tagged out. I feel like
You've only just gotten around to actually liking him.
Yeah.
You have to get on board with his shit.
That's the device, though, isn't it? That's why it works.
I feel like I would rather have seen more of him rather than the surprise of him dying at this point.
Have you not seen this before, then?
No, I've not. No.
Oh, okay.
He empties 2 clips into that motherfucker, nothing happens, realises all he's got left is a fucking golf ball, so throws that at it.
Yeah.
And then he gets asked if he wants some candy. And then I think he's got a golf club then, or an umbrella or something.
So he's swinging a bit of metal around of some description.
He gets the big tag off screen.
Yep.
Yeah, while everyone's running to the back of the train.
Yep, exactly. And then is it Leona?
It is, yes.
Yeah, Leona basically goes. The train stops. She goes back to Paxton and finds the second butcher's back alley of this film so far. Giblets here.
Giblets.
There's limbs.
Right.
There is limbs here.
Yeah.
There's loose limbs here. And then the Predator basically gets a hold of her and is about to tag her out, and the Predator vision tells us that she's pregnant. Now, further to our conversation earlier, my next note after this sequence where Danny Glover's outside and then everything's kicking off, I've got a little note here saying DG realises that Predator's only killing people who are armed and chases after it.
Yes.
So it must be when he runs after it from this subway scene, when it jumps on top of the cars and into the tree, and he goes after it, in there somewhere there is a line. That's where the line is.
He's on the subway train and he's looking around at all the people that have been killed.
That's
and he
it.
says that they're all armed. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's where it's explained. So fuck IMDb.
Yes. Fuck you. But wouldn't Leona have been armed?
She was disarmed when it grabbed her.
Right.
Or she had a gun holstered, but most importantly, she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Like,
So it knows enough about the human anatomy to know, better not kill this one because it'll kill that one.
Like Lance Henriksen was armed in Aliens vs Predator, but he realised he was old and ill as fuck, so it didn't.
Predator basically thinks it's Superman, does it? It's got a moral code.
Or is it because the baby's unarmed?
I mean, the baby's definitely unarmed.
Yeah, so
there's no.
I
what I'm saying is
know.
by proxy,
Okay,
it holds that theory out. That's why I think that exists.
I think baby overrides it. I think it.
Yeah.
She wasn't going to hurt it. She was disarmed. It was choking her out. That's why I think it did that, yeah. I don't think Predator would kill a pregnant woman, mate.
No, well, he didn't, did he? So that's
There you
correct.
go. Samurai code of conduct.
What do you think Predator is? Some sort of monster?
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, he's a nice guy, really. He just likes hunting.
He's just misunderstood, damn it.
So yeah, this is when after I think Danny Glover sort of loses the Predator a bit, and then he kind of stumbles across, but he comes across Gary Busey and his
driving
his
after
knobs at the slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
But the Predator leads into the slaughterhouse,
More or less.
Yeah.
He's driving after it, and they literally T-bone him with a 4x4.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
it.
drag him
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
car. Yeah.
Yeah, that was very nicely done, and wouldn't you know it? So they drag him in there. He's going to reveal his grand plan. He's been following the Predator all along. Is fully aware he's trying to capture it too.
Yeah. And this sequence is Busey's like number 2 guy, the clean-shaven, good-looking guy.
X-Files guy.
Right? I don't know. He's in my world, Independence Day guy. He's a Baldwin.
And is he a Baldwin?
I looked him up on IMDb as Baldwin.
He's in Firefly as well.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
hasn't
that
aged
one.
since Predator 2. Yeah.
Adam Baldwin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a proper Baldwin, though, is he? He just has to be called Baldwin.
His surname's Baldwin. I don't know. I didn't look any further than that. It looks like a Baldwin.
They've all laid him, Mike Baldwin.
Yeah.
Now you've said it, I can see the resemblance then.
Anyhow, he's the guy from... Because I literally sat up and went, that's a fucking dude from Independence Day.
Too many Baldwins. So we agreed on this podcast from now on, no video games and no Baldwins.
Well, I don't know. That would cut out quite a lot of potential stuff. To cut out Baldwins from the
Oh, fine.
There's like 5,000 of them.
Yeah. Two of my favourite lines in this scene.
Hit us with them.
He's on safari. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my! And it's a fucking alien.
Yeah, he's basically telling us in no uncertain terms, Don Busey, that he knows why it's happening. He refers to the events of the first film. He's a cunt who's not shared his info, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
And there is so much swearing.
Yes, but he also wants to capture the Predator because think of all the scientific possibilities.
Yeah.
All the tech.
He says he admires it for what it is, not what it does. So you can kind of get on board with that.
That's my cliche moment of the week.
Harvesting it for the scientific.
Harvesting for science.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just know if this was a video game, there'd be some tape recordings nearby where people are praising it and thinking of it as like Jesus or some shit.
Yeah,
exactly.
Going crazy, yep.
When someone in the background going, stars.
So they reckon, because they're dead clever, they reckon that they've got Predator trapped in the meat warehouse. So another sort of immediately following cliche moment, a SWAT team goes to take on a force that is completely above its level.
Yes.
And they get shanked for real.
They do. Because I think the plan here, they're going to freeze him instead of kill him or do anything.
So they can study him.
They want to Walt Disney him.
Yes, they do. Yeah, a good way of putting it.
They drop radioactive dust in the warehouse to blind its thermal vision, and they've got like containment suits on.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then you get this awesome bit of like Predator cannon stuff where it can switch its spectrum of vision.
Yeah.
Which it couldn't do until the comics in this movie, which is fucking sick. It just scans around till it can see shit.
Yeah. And it's just very similar to the scene in Aliens where the Marines get battered, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, but basically Keyes is like, this should go well, and it doesn't go well.
No, it doesn't go too well, does it?
No. The main problem here is they're scanning this darkened room with these massive torches.
Yes.
And it can see the lights.
Yeah, and it can see the lights. And despite the fact Danny Glover is saying, he can see the lights, everyone's like, oh, no, he can't. Shut up. So he goes out, he like breaks away from the truck bit to try and save him. Yeah.
Just help him, yeah.
It's a bit late because he's got to suit up and all that lot. And the Predator, he likes to get on with things quite quickly. So
I love that, where he opens his car boot, pulls a massive gun out of it. Too small. And then gets them in fucking 8 times the size.
Yeah. Where's Burt Gummer's fucking elephant gun when you need it? So then he goes in, doesn't he? And as he's in what I will call his initial rumble with the Predator, where he has a little rumble, comes off second best, but manages to get off a shot with the shotgun at it, and
it causes the suit to malfunction as well.
Yes,
which is the important thing.
Yeah.
So we can see the lot clearly.
Yeah, yeah. And does he take his mask off here?
The sprinklers that kill the. Yeah, the sprinklers,
come on for that. Yeah. And does it take its mask off here? Is there some mask removal?
Yes, he does.
I've got a note about that.
Yeah, I think there's one fight. The suit malfunctions. They have another quick fight.
Yeah.
Which Danny Glover is able to shoot him with a Uzi or what have you.
No, he shotguns him 3 times in the check, which is pretty savage.
Yeah. And while he's down,
takes the mask off.
The mask comes off.
It's like, ugly motherfucker.
Which is really fucking lame, to be fair, but it's still fun. And from then on refers to it as pussy face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then, but in the style of any good wrestling match, Predator has a big comeback.
Yep.
The big Undertaker sit-up.
Yeah.
And he
hulks up.
Yeah, he starts giving DG a good old pasting.
Yeah, the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's rattling through them.
Yep.
And then in comes fucking Busey to try and be a hero.
Yeah, I don't understand why he did this.
So, yeah, it doesn't really work with his character, because really I feel like he would have stayed in his little truck or ran away.
He would have gone, well, I'll just hire more men later.
Yeah,
bye.
Exactly.
Yeah, this bit didn't work for me.
And he certainly likes his coffee decaffeinated, doesn't he, Rob?
Oh, he does, yeah. Well, does he get decaffeinated or does he get sliced in half? Because it kind of cuts through all the cattle, and then I thought I saw like legs with entrails popped out.
I think it's sort of like a side swipe, so he gets the best of both worlds through the neck and through between the legs.
Yeah. He gets. He does the splits, doesn't he?
He does.
He's he is not going to be in any further Predator films.
To quote Chris Tucker, no, he will not.
Yeah. His time here is up.
Yeah.
And he's not now. So it's a little bit more of a rumble. I think there's like a final bit of rumbling in the warehouses before they...
Yeah, I think at this point Danny Glover realises I'm probably a bit outmatched here. I better run for my life.
Yeah, he runs up to the roof, doesn't he?
So he goes up to the roof. Predator follows him there. And then there's a cracking spear off the roof onto the ledge below.
Yeah, which really, like, he sells it quite well, Danny Glover, as well, because he like hurts himself, as you would if you landed on a ledge.
Yeah. He's got the Predator's discus as well at this point, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. He's got his discus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should say that's the prime reason why he runs. It's just like, now he's throwing stuff from a distance. I can't
now
actually...
he's throwing alien shit. I'm out of here.
Now, and then when the Predator's hanging off and he's got a hold of Danny Glover's arm, does he... I don't... You will have to fill me in here. He starts tapping on his little thing. Is he trying to self-destruct? What's he trying to... So, and then...
Which is like the small nuke, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's
right.
like, I'm not going to come back from this, I don't think.
Yeah, and then Danny Glover's like... Well, he just fucking shanks him, doesn't he? And he's got his fucking arm off.
Just hacks his arm off, yeah.
Oh, he's got his arm off. Oh, God. And, he takes a big bump off the building, and then does he like fire some kind of thing, swing through a window? What does he do?
Grabs a drain pipe.
Yep.
Drain pipe falls over and he crashes through this poor old Jewish lady's bathroom wall.
And welcome to the best bit of the film, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He starts like performing some kind of ritual, doesn't he? The Predator, where he like cracks glass into the he cracks glass into like the bowl and melts some shit into it.
And makes some blue jelly. Like there's a time and a place for a trifle, mate. But come on.
It's really cool to kind of see the process, though.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah,
like how does he keep fucking going? And he just cauterises his own wounds with like a little Bunsen burner gas stove thing and plaster that he's ground up, and then it's just really cool how that works. Yeah.
I remember there's like the bit outside with a woman like walking up, like wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
There's someone in the bathroom. Herb.
Yeah. And this is intercut with Danny Glover having a bit of a nightmare trying to climb down, like the middle-aged daddy really is.
Because he's afraid of heights.
Yeah, because he's afraid of heights, and he's very tentative, and he drops his gun. And he's like, "Oh, motherfucker."
Basically, he probably does say that.
Yeah. That's
Does that mean he's now unarmed?
No, he's got that boy discus, and he is a fucking animal.
Okay.
He's just taking that boy's arm off, mate.
Fair play. So he's trying to climb down, and then I'm right in thinking that the drain pipe just starts breaking away anyway, so he has to do a bit of physics. Because he goes down, he sees Predator in the hole of a wall.
I think he climbs the same drain pipe, he's just doing it a lot slower.
And he wants to give chase, so he's crawling up it. Yeah.
And then we get the iconic moment where the old lady's about to dive in with a fucking broomstick in her hand, and the Predator literally just smashes through the wall and fucks off.
Yeah.
And Danny Glover gives chase, and what was the line she says, Dave?
It's okay, lady, I'm a cop. I don't think he gives a shit.
Stunning, that. Lovely little bit. One of my favourite bits of the film.
And he then gives chase through the apartment complex. Everyone's looking a little bit worried. They get to an elevator shaft for a disused elevator.
Yes.
And all the way down is where he's gone. So Danny Glover must follow.
Yes.
Where's he going to go?
I wouldn't follow. Fuck that.
I'd give up that.
Yeah, I'd be like, nope.
Eye for an eye.
Yeah.
This is where the quite dramatically convenient positioned ship is.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep. It is slightly convenient that it's there.
It is next door to the meat factory, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. It just a nice convenient journey for the Predator.
Yes.
But it works. It all works.
Work, yeah.
You know, it's all fine. So yeah, it's just basically. It's at this point. It's like we're into like 15, 20 minutes of these two having just shanked fuck out of each other, literally, just been really, really leathering each other.
Yeah. It's been a long fight. To be fair,
yeah.
I thought after the bit in the meat factory, they were going to break away for a few more scenes, then come back to the final fight. But we're actually already in the thick of it.
Yeah.
And we get Danny Glover going onto the ship having a mooch around, and we get the fanboy service wank off shot of the xenomorph skull.
Before we continue, bear in mind I'm thinking about invaders from Mars here. I want your opinion about what the spaceship looks like.
It certainly looks like they needed to get a large camera rig in there, doesn't it? It doesn't look very functional. It's a trophy room, to be fair.
Oh yeah, fair.
So I think it looks all right. It suits the Predator aesthetic. Like it's all reds and misty, and I'm a big fan of the skull cabinet.
Yeah,
everyone needs one.
Absolutely.
You should get one for in here.
Yeah, you should really. Yeah.
Next to all your Warhammer stuff.
I wasn't such a fan of the design of the spaceship, but I
it's
did
nothing special.
No, I did like the little.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
I
on.
know. So I was going to say I thought it was a bit dull. In all fairness,
Yeah.
I did like the little mark out moment with the xenomorph skull, though, which is something we do need to touch on because it.
I can't remember whether the comics came first or just after this.
Well, this is going to make me sound like a bit of an ignorant tosser, but I'm not really bothered. I don't count any of this comic tie-in shit. For me, it's a film franchise. This is the second.
No, but what I mean is it established or is it just a joke?
Have they stuck it in there for future crossover possibilities?
I think you would have to say yes.
I think
it must be.
No, the production team have said there's Aliens vs Predator comics.
Yeah.
They are technically different franchises. I don't think the licenses were that easy at the time.
Yeah.
Because they're both Fox, but they both have different distribution companies. One's Brandywine, and the other one is MGM.
Right.
Yeah, that doesn't matter though, mate.
No, it doesn't matter. But it wasn't a setup.
No.
It was the production team and Stan Winston saying, "Well, this is already written."
If they're two properties though that are owned by the, it's all about the studio. Anyone else doesn't matter. They're irrelevant. It's all down to the studio at the end of the day. And I can't remember if they were both. Are they both Fox films?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's kind of the bottom line. Because they wouldn't have been able to use that if they want.
It's sort of for
But I don't think it's a seed to.
I think it is.
Don't know.
It took them like 15 years to get around to it, though.
Yeah, but you could say the very same for Jason Goes to Hell, where there's a scene where the Freddy Claw at the end pulls the mask through the ground.
But the production team have said it was banter.
But that I disagree. I respectfully disagree. I think it's set up. But I see where you're coming from.
It seems a bit early for 1990 because these days it's just like, oh yeah, this thing's going to cross over with that, and that's going to cross over with that.
Yeah, but
it seems very optimistic.
As Dave just said, though, that there was Alien vs Predator comic books at that time, so it exists as canon within some aspect of.
Yeah, but only nerds read comic books.
Yeah, they do. But
So, what have you been reading recently, Dave? I've been on Saban's Go-Go Power Rangers. It's very good.
I don't read comic books.
Nerd.
I'm reading The Exorcist at the minute.
Oh my goodness.
It's
What, comic book?
no book, actual book for grown-ups. Hi, Van. He'll insult me back later. Yeah, it's a book. It's a novel.
Is there a novelisation of part 2?
It's like a pamphlet.
It's like, one of those like Dulux books, like with all the beige
With the
pages.
swatches, yeah.
That's Exorcist
Yeah.
too. The comic book version.
Oh dear. Yeah. So there we go. So what happens next?
So there's another bit of a fight,
Yeah.
and I think Danny Glover takes a. Oh no, sorry. Danny Glover takes his blade and gets it in its gut.
Yeah, he shanks him, doesn't he, basically, with his own weapon.
And repeats a line earlier on about shit happens.
Yeah.
There's a nice little callback. But, swerve, it turns out there's loads of predators.
Just all them little laser beams on him.
Yeah.
This was if I may be so, but I'm very sorry, Dave, because I know you love this film. Mm-hmm. I thought this was a bit shit.
I did too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, in both storytelling and effects-wise, for one thing, shoot some legs, for God's sake. Everyone's like cut off around the top. It's quite clearly the same suit over and over again.
Yeah.
So that bit was bad. This is one of those convenient sort of do ex machinas sort of
Get out of jail free.
Yeah, I was about to say, we've actually got ourselves into a corner. How do we get ourselves out of it?
How do we get rid of that big
clear-
old ship? Yeah.
This is quite clearly one of those. Yeah.
I do love the line, all right, fuck it, who's next?
Yeah. What's the deal? Is there something I missed about this gun that he gets given? What's the significance of the date and all of that?
That's comics as well.
Right, okay.
So there's one that's set in 1783, I think,
Yes, that's the date.
where he's in Predator tips up in Napoleonic War,
Right.
and like he helps out a Spanish naval captain, I think, like help save his crew sort of thing.
Bloody hell, this is going right out for deep end, isn't it?
Yeah. Naval combat deep end.
Hey!
Yeah, it is an established thing, and like the Predator walks around with like a naval coat on and shit. He's basically a really fucking hardcore Captain Jack
Right.
that you can get on board with. It's quite a good story. But that's, again, it's more sort of fan service, but it shows that they've been here so many times before.
Yeah.
We're going to get another film.
Oh, yeah. So I'll take it this is all building towards Predator 3, which obviously never happened.
Yeah. It's a real shame that never happened.
I think so as well, to be fair.
It's got the legs that Assassin's Creed has, where you can just dump that character in any point in history,
yeah,
and make something pretty fucking alright out of it. Yeah.
Did this do really badly at the box office? I mean, I've never really researched it. I don't really know why there wasn't.
No, it did alright.
Yeah, I just never happened. I don't think. Well, back then I know sequels were becoming more prevalent, but I just don't think they ever got around to making another one. Really.
No, they just never got around to. I think this one did better than the first one.
Yeah, on the same budget and everything as well. Apparently, the whole production of this was really rushed.
Yeah.
From what I've read.
Interesting.
But I just don't think there was the appetite there from the people who could make it happen to make it happen.
Yeah.
So I suppose we should put a bow on it and wrap up the last little sequence.
Okay.
Where basically he gets the gun, all the predators kind of fuck off.
Yep.
Sign of respect sort of thing, yeah. Alright, big and settle down.
Not really explained
presumably
why. but there you go.
teleportation of some kind, I don't know.
Yep.
Or I don't know, are they I don't know. How did it is that a bad assumption to make?
I know. How to get burned? How to get burned? How to get burned? How to get burned? How to
Well, I
get
know they
burned?
hit their camouflage, and then they just start taking off with him on board.
Doesn't it all self-destruct though, the ship?
No, it takes off.
It does. But
Was that it taking off? Because it looks
yeah.
exactly like it's self-destructing.
Well, no. As it's taking off, it's spewing out all sorts of fire and exploding
right.
because
I think it's
using
Taking
bloody-
off on a budget.
There wasn't a shot of it flying off, was there?
No.
That's where you see. Because I'm thick, I need that shot to tell me that that's
No,
what's
that's
happened.
fair enough. I mean, clearly they didn't have the time or money to make that.
So I've until this very moment, I've always thought that ship self-destructed,
Okay, yeah.
just because I didn't get that shot.
That's fair enough. Yeah.
So-
I mean, they clearly should have put it in.
Yeah, it should have done. Because why would it self-destruct? But it does look like it, in all fairness.
I suppose there's an idea of covering up the evidence. I don't know. In my head, that's kind of what I thought. But, yeah. Fine. Okay, good.
And Danny Glover walks out of the wreckage looking like Wile E. fucking Coyote.
Yeah, strong 9/11 vibes about Amy. Obviously, she is before, but...
In whiteface. That's racist! No, it's like all the dust and all that. Just from the explosion.
Yeah, it's not Wilson being racist. Danny Glover does actually get covered in white dust.
Yes, that is correct.
And then in the final bit of setup for a sequel, the guy from Independence Day gets all pissy with Danny Glover for ruining everything, and he was so close. Danny Glover says, "You'll get your chance again," or something like that.
He does, yes.
Yeah. Finn.
Track up, Finn. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Shame they never made another one.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. One with, like, Wesley Snipes or something. Set in Vietnam.
If it's in the 90s, I suppose, yeah.
Before he turned into a dick and just had loads of coke in his trailer.
Yeah. So that was Predator 2, I guess.
It was.
So final thoughts. Final Chris Wilson.
Okay. It was a film of two halves, I think.
All like football.
Oh, God, here we go again. So, I thought the first half was absolutely fantastic, and I was so into it. I thought it was brilliant. I really liked Danny Glover's character. I liked the intrigue of it. I really liked Bill Paxton's character as well. I just liked how they meshed Predator into the cop genre. Mm-hmm. I thought it was really cleverly done for what it turns out is a film that was made under complete shambolic circumstances, apparently.
That doesn't really show, does it?
It doesn't, no. It really surprised me because I thought it was for slicker, higher budget. You know, you did well first time, here's double the money, go off some fucking fun. And it was basically the opposite from what I can tell. I think the issue with the film is that there's not enough story there, as it turns out, in that second half. And so the final half an hour, 35 minutes, is just one big fight scene. And I think they could have done more to explore the origins of Predator, maybe, just thinking on top of my head, or just do something with a bit more, just a bit more storytelling, just like straight up action.
Maybe it's like you said before, maybe they could have kept Bill Paxton around for longer.
Yeah, I think that's what was maybe missing. But I gather that they were trying to set up a lot for Predator 3 when it was pretty misguided, and as a result, that second half of the film very much suffers for it, unfortunately. Yes. But that first half, excellent. Yep.
Dave S. Walker. Get your penis out. Tell us all about it. Have a little wank off.
Flump! That is his best dinner plate as well.
Yeah.
Smash the old man out. There we go. I mean, I've enjoyed it as always. I think your points are perfectly correct. There's just part of my brain that does not let that get in the way.
Fair play.
Yeah, the first half is a really nice mix of police procedural action with sci-fi elements. It could be a serial killer film, essentially, at the start. And then it does kind of suddenly derail, almost like it's panicking its audience and gone to sleep.
Yeah.
And just does all the audience satisfaction it needs to. It's one of my favourites. I'm not entirely sure why I love it so much. It's not as good as the first one, but I enjoy it more.
Right, sure.
If that makes sense. Yeah. The first one has only a few minor things wrong with it. But other than that, that is pretty much a perfect action film. This ticks all my boxes, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I see that.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like on the halfway point between the both of you, really, I think. It's quite interesting that you've not seen it before, Wilson. I think that's a good perspective to have this conversation. I think a lot of the points you make are valid. Especially, we kind of agreed on the segment on the spaceship feels a little bit bolted on, the whole thing of it. Like, that entire section does only exist to try and settle the things up, really.
And they didn't know how to end that film.
Yeah.
I think that was the main issue.
Yeah. And, yes, the fight scene does go on for a bit too long, but I didn't have that issue so much just because there's stuff in there that breaks it up. Like, there's the beauty segment that breaks it up. There's the old woman in her apartment segment that breaks it up.
Location changes do help.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. And yeah, I think there's a sense of, it does kind of feel like halfway through, and I'm sure this wasn't the case. I don't know. I've not researched the production, so I can't speak to that. But it feels like sort of halfway through, executives came down to set and said, "Yeah, actually, we're gonna want to set this up as like more of a continuing. We want to sequelize this a little bit more. So we need you to put these on." It feels like some of that stuff wasn't originally intended to be there.
Okay.
But it's the action's great, And it's like I say, I love the fucking police report stuff. The action's great. It's a no holds barred adrenaline rush. It does what it says on the tin.
Absolutely.
And I do like although it's a little bit on the nose, I do like the whole transferring it from the jungle to the concrete jungle aesthetic. Because if you think about it, it's shot in the way where the skyscrapers and the buildings are the trees.
Yeah.
That's what I quite like.
I think this is why I'm surprised it wasn't a much bigger Predator franchise at the time. It lends itself to any scenario in any point in time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And they could have done all sorts of it, and I'm just amazed this was it.
Yeah.
Give me a World War II film with that motherfucker in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Or American Civil War,
Yeah.
Anything like that.
Or like the old ages where nobody has a gun or any way to defend themselves. How do they...
Oh, check out Predator Dark Ages on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If that sounds good. Like, how do you defend yourself against that sort of thing with no weapons on your own?
It needs to be 15 minutes short of that film, but it's
quite good fun. Is it a fan-made film?
Yeah, it's a fan film, yeah. A mate of mine was a camera guy on it.
Right, okay. I
was
out.
constantly trying to get myself in the door, but they just ripped the soundtrack directly off the CDs. I was like, okay, there's not going near that.
And there's a World War II piece somewhere in there about them using the Predator technology to form the basis of the nuclear bombs and all of that shit that ended the war. That could be a thing.
Yeah, Nazis trying to capture the Predator.
Yeah, man. endless potential.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, Fox, hi, Roz.
Yes, Disney.
Oh yeah, Disney now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Predator terrorising Goofy and Donald Duck.
I've lost my legs. Whoa!
Shit and popcorn, then I think.
Yeah.
So I will pop back to my left, Chris Wilson. Let's have your popcorns first this time, I think.
Make sure you've done it in this order when you do your little notes at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
popcorn. I'll go with a 7.
Okay.
Yeah. Really enjoyed that first half. It's just the second half. Well, it was good in of itself. It was sort of a letdown after the first bit, so it was fine. But other than that, the bits on their own were excellent. So yeah, there you go.
Cool.
And turds, I'll just go for a 3.
Okay.
I don't really think it's that turdy, in all fairness. There's nothing I can say, well, that was shit or that's ridiculous.
Preposterous.
Yeah.
No, so yeah.
Okay.
3. There you go.
Okay. Dave.
Which one do you want first?
Let's get the popcorns out of the way first.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is a 10 from me.
There
we go. Yeah.
That's why we each give our ratings.
Yeah. I do just fucking love this film.
Yeah. Well, it was for you,
I know, yeah.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Funk for
Happy birthday, Dave.
Hey.
Yeah, 10. Well, yeah. I mean, I completely see.
You can see where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And how many times have you seen this film? Roughly.
About 18 times.
Yeah. So it's a favourite, isn't it? And you don't really need to justify it any more than that.
Not really. No, it's like bad day, good day, shit weather, hot weather.
Yeah. Stick it on.
Just bang it on, yeah.
And turds.
Any excuse to look at this delicious
Yes,
cover art anymore, you know what I'm saying?
That grim feast.
This one also has the, if you ever find it on YouTube, the dancing predators.
Oh, okay.
Where one of them turns up to the alien ship with a boombox, and they all just start dancing for 5 minutes.
Oh, my lord.
It's cracking stuff.
What about your turds?
I'm going to go with a 3 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I just can't really, apart from the gear shift that Wilson mentioned.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of there that's meant to be there.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bit cheesy, but it was clearly going for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think it makes many mistakes.
No.
At all. So,
Yeah.
10 and a 3.
Very good.
Rob.
So, as I've mentioned a few times, my ratings often change after we've discussed it.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
This is not one such occasion. They have stayed the same. So, which one do you want first, sorry?
Popcorns, make it easier for yourself.
Thank you. 8.
Ooh.
8. Yeah, just because it zips along at a nice pace, you know. I didn't, to paraphrase you, I didn't start painting Warhammer or anything. I didn't get distracted. I didn't think about going and grinding coffee. I was there.
I don't think that's a euphemism.
I was thinking, no, that's true. That is most certainly not a euphemism. Yeah.
Well, I'll go and grind my coffee.
Yes. I've seen it. I've probably seen this about 4 or 5 times now. I think I've seen it a few times, and you do pick up on little bits that a little bit sort of throw you out of it. The stuff that Wilson's discussed largely, but as sequels go, kind of have to compare it to the stuff we have seen and that we're gonna see. I couldn't go any lower than that personally, so that's why.
There you go then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Turds. I had it written down on here, so I'm going to concur with myself and both of you and say 3. For the reasons that you've both outlined, there are turdy moments in there, but it's a 3, isn't it? You know, it is just a 3. It's it has its moments of slight fibre over indulgence, but it's by and large a bloody rollicking good time.
No fucking wrong with it.
No wrong with it. So this now leads us into our picks for the next sort of batch of episodes, I guess.
Yeah, our next films that we're watching.
Indeed. Films. So I believe it is. Is it Dave next?
It is Dave next. Yes.
Next. David, what have you done?
What film have you selected?
Close your eyes.
What widely available film have you selected?
I can't see film.
It was supposed to be the perfect summer.
Rainbow, sir. Kind of birds.
You can open your eyes now, Rob.
Not quite right.
Is this The Birds 2?
Something going on around here, don't we?
Something in the air.
Yes, it is.
On the tide.
I didn't even know it did a Birds 2.
The birds.
Yeah, I watched it fairly recently, actually.
Acting funny.
So you've seen it. Just wait. Waiting for what? Waiting like an army.
God, it's like being on Cleethorpes Beach.
I love how they're just like pigeons.
All those birds need is a little attitude adjustment.
Attitude adjustment.
Terror that lies ahead. Did you know some riders have before? Chelsea Field, James Norton, and Tippi Hedren. The Birds 2, Land's End.
Land's End, yes.
Premiering Saturday, March 19th at 9, 8 Central. Only on Showtime.
Yes, very
It's not
good.
my next pick.
Oh, what?
Because that doesn't exist anywhere.
Oh, really?
You cannot find that.
Oh, fuck.
You know I said I went down a rabbit hole earlier?
Yeah, is that the one you went
An
down?
hour.
Ooh.
eBay, Amazon, nothing. There's like German releases, don't exist no more. The only thing I can get is a LaserDisc or a VHS from the States. It's not on archive.
Okay.
No pirating sites. Fucking nothing.
So
I
now,
mean, I'll see about the pirate bit, but, you know.
so now you've teased us.
But I can't do that. Let's shout out anyone that can hook me up with a link to this movie.
Yeah.
Give me that fucking link.
Hit us up. Anyone out there?
Or if you've got a tape, I'll take a tape and digitise it for everyone.
If
Because
you've
the world
recorded it off
needs
your
this.
telly, anything.
Yeah. Because this needs to be put online.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This needs to make a comeback. Somebody please give it me.
A challenge.
Okay. So in lieu of us not being able to get hold of this, what's your pick?
Oh God. Oh God. They're eating her. And then they're going to eat me. Oh my God. Troll 2.
Oh, you fucking cunt. I mean, okay.
I've never won an award, and I want to get a film on an award, so I'm going for a guaranteed 10 to heads.
You've won an award.
Have I?
You Film of the Year the first time.
What was that?
Amityville 4.
I want another one. Oh, that was Eleanor's pick.
Okay.
So this is really weird because I had a conversation with you about the other day that I had one in the bank in order to win an award. That was it.
Oh, he's stolen it.
Fuck.
Were you going to use it now?
No, I wasn't. I was going to use it later in the year. I didn't want to spam it right away.
Okay, let me get my notes.
Jesus Christ! I have actually seen it as well. So
I haven't. I've seen the first. I love the first one.
Yeah, I have seen Troll 2.
I didn't want to do it because I know how fucking awful it is, and I've seen Troll 3 or whatever else it's called.
You want to win the coveted trophy, don't you?
Yes, which I forgot to bring the last
motherfucker.
Next time.
The next time we will reveal it. We'll reveal the trophy in the next episode.
That's it. I'll tap it with a stick or something.
Do it for the gram.
Yes.
Right. So, Chris Wilson, how do you follow that?
Not very well.
If you say Birdemic 2, I will fucking hit you.
Oh, there's a good point.
Oh, what have you done?
No, I nearly picked it earlier. I couldn't do it to you guys.
I mean, the first one itself is...
The second one's self-aware, so it's up your street, but I'm not taking part.
I've never seen it. My choice, I'm being rather selfish here in that it's a film part of a series that I've already watched and I want to watch more of them. But I wanted to hold out for the podcast, so I'm doing Final Destination 2.
Excellent. I watched it 2 weeks ago, and I would watch it again right now.
Yeah, so I can watch Final Destination 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah.
Then I'll save 4 and 5 for a later date. There we go. Yeah. How about you, Rob? What's your choice?
I am going to complete the holy trinity of every single one of us. All three of us, for the first time, have all picked a film with the number 2 in the title.
Because it's shit.
I have decided to continue to try and be relatively nice, although I haven't seen this, so it is a bit of a risk. It is from a iconic horror film series of which we have not yet touched.
Psycho 2?
I think I've guessed it.
It is not Psycho 2.
Oh.
It is Poltergeist 2. The Other Side.
That wasn't one I guessed. You know, here's a hot take for you. I fucking hate Poltergeist.
I don't hate it.
It is bollocks.
I don't hate it.
Spielberg pretending he's not directing it. Fuck off.
I don't hate it, but it's not one of my faves. I don't hate it. But
Have you seen Poltergeist 2?
No, not yet.
No, I haven't got any idea about that. So.
No. Yeah, so it could go either way.
Oh dear.
Spicy, risky, but you know what? It's fine because I'll pick Return of the Living Dead 2 one day, and it'll all be okay again.
Yeah, I mean, like if you've gone into this not knowing how bad or good it is,
yeah,
that's fine, mate. If you set me up for a fall like The Exorcist 2,
yes,
Dave, we're going on holiday for your stag do. Oh, Rob, where are we going? Don't know, but it involves you sticking your dick in a wood chipper. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it, but fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but fuck it, Willie.
Yeah, fuck it. So I guess all that is left to say is it's a goodbye from me. It's a goodbye from both Chris and Dave.
Is this a challenge? Is this a show off thing? Is this the first person to say the word?
I just wanted to see what had happened.
I'm not going to say the word. Are you going to say the word, Dave?
Hi, I'm Deuce Bigelow. Hi, I'm Deuce Bigelow. Hi, I'm Deuce, biggest lady I've ever seen. That's a huge bitch.
There's no stopping what can't be stopped. No killing what can't be killed.
Something out there waiting for us.
Wanna give up the the crack to the black. But you'll call it ratio if we go and break the hoe, but eat 'em up, yum, and you're for motherfuck Billboard and the editor. I am the predator.
But I'll be back.
They indicated that when trapped, the creature activated a self-destruct device that destroyed enough rainforest to cover 300 city blocks.
Previously on the We Made This network. Observing the Pattern, a Fringe podcast.
You're going to meet someone who's quite important now, and this is where we're going. So, I think you're definitely right. And it then it pushes the other episodes, like what's to come, like Bound and Safe, and those episodes, and even Transformation, which we're going to be on in a few episodes' time. It pushes that kind of serialization, which wasn't really there before. There's hints at it, but there is definitely some sort of change that's happening, and this is the beginning of it.
We Buy Records.
Fury Dub's most treasured record is an original UK pressing of Jimi Hendrix' Electric Ladyland. Do you know this one, Paul? Do you know the cover? I think it has
I looked it up yesterday when I was doing research. It's got naked ladies on it, Timmy.
It's got lots and lots and lots of naked ladies on it. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently Jimi Hendrix didn't like that cover, and so it was changed, which is one of the things that makes that original really rare. Maybe he was a hashtag SJW in his day. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
The X-Cast, an X-Files podcast.
See, that's the thing. That's the one thing that kind of bothers me about this episode is that Mulder is he starts off a little too much. You know what I mean? And I feel like he's playing a little hard on this scene. I think if maybe he backed off just a tiny bit, it would have been more of a progression towards madness. But he almost seems a little mad already, but in a different way, in a different sense.
Check out all of these shows and more on the We Made This podcast network.